Welcome to William Hakuzat Gallery, and we are very excited that we played host to your exhibition, which I know is one of your many solo exhibitions, and we are excited to have you here, and we would like to have a conversation about this particular work, but especially maybe getting to know you a little bit more so that our audience can get to travel a little mile into your world. So, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And can you briefly tell us who is Bongi and where this art passion began?
Okay, Bongi is an artist, but I rather prefer to call myself an alchemist.
Great.
Because through my work, I transform. Sometimes I transform seemingly ugly things, negative things. Yeah, I transform them into works of beauty and works of art. And my journey began during my last year of high school in Swaziland. I don't know if you know Nikki Blumenfeld, the famous DJ from Kaya.
No.
Well,
Nikki, yeah.
Nikki,
Well,
she was my art teacher at Waterford.
Oh, great.
And then I ended up getting a distinction for my research project, where I interviewed artists like Mahelen Sebili. And then, as a result of that, I decided that art was my calling. And there was no turning back after that.
So the work of people like Mahelen Sebili sort of drew you into art. What particularly from her work or from her as an individual in your first encounter with her really resonated with you so much that you decided to pursue art professionally or to even go and study it?
Well, I think when, I was still a child, but I went to her studio in Parktown, and I was totally fascinated by her story. And I was fascinated about how she was celebrating women through her works. And then when I came back from Washington, D.C., where I was studying art, I was questioning my identity as an African woman. And when I did my MFA at Michaelis, I was focusing on the role of women and power. That was the focus of my thesis.
When you say you were questioning your identity, was it living in exile, which I suppose you matriculated in Swaziland, and then you got an opportunity to go to, is it Washington?
Yeah, Washington, D.C.
Did you feel at some point that you do not know your identity, that you took it upon yourself to investigate and interrogate or excavate your identity in your work? Can you tell us?
Yeah, definitely, you're absolutely correct. I think that's the reason why I was inspired by African murals in my work initially, and I was using earth tones. And I even went to the extent of experimenting with different kinds of soils, which I think was my way of reconnecting to my roots.
And by African murals, by that you mean the murals that are painted by old grannies or older African women in villages where they paint their hats or their heads.
Yeah, exactly.
Soil.
I'm talking about that. And actually, I did a past life regression, where you go into your past life, and I saw that in my past life I was a man, but a very frustrated man, and I envied the women because as a man I could not participate in that work.
In that work of painting mural.
Yeah. So I was a very frustrated man. And when I was dying, I saw myself as I was dying. I said that I want to come back as a woman so that I can be able to fulfill
that which you were unable to.
Yeah,
as a
in
frustrated man.
my next life.
Yeah. So, as a frustrated man of a life before this one,
Yeah.
did you have a name? Or what name were you called? Because I understand.
Yes, I definitely have a name. I wrote it down, but I can't remember right now.
Yeah.
But when I was going through the process, it was amazing because at first there was like disbelief. Like I thought I was inventing it. Like it's a story, but as I was going through, it was more and more real. It became more real.
And what frustrated you? Because I think you're touching on a very important issue of reincarnation, and I'm very fascinated by what you're saying about being a frustrated man. Can you briefly let us know what frustrated you as a man in your life before this one?
Because I could not fulfill my purpose.
Okay.
My passion, I felt, was being an artist.
Okay.
So I think I was being shown, I think, because we've all had many lives, but the reason why I was shown that particular life was to actually show me that I've worked very hard to get to this point, to be able to do this on a full-time basis. It has taken me lots of lifetimes to actually finally manifest it.
Okay.
So I mustn't take it for granted.
I remember coming across your work when I was 14. And I later
Are you sure it's 14 or 12?
12 or 14, let me see. I think it could have been between 12 and 14. But you could really explain, if you remember the year that you were featured in WHAG. You remember they had a spread of a feature of you where they say art is life and life is art. And I remember coming across that feature, and the word life and art, because it was art is life, life is art, really had a greater resonance with me, because for some reason I believed I am an artist. And you were one of those few individuals who were introduced to me as a professional artist that can appear in magazines. And if you recall, can you take us back what that meant to be featured in a WHAG?
If I remember correctly, I think it was in 2000. And that's when I had just moved to Johannesburg, to the Bag Factory Studios. And I think that article was a very poignant article, because it was saying that all of us artists featured in that article had chosen the most difficult period. Most people think being an artist is like easy. It's an easy way out. But the article was saying these young people have actually chosen the most difficult period.
Yeah. And do you think it is still a difficult career for you, maybe 25 years down the line? Because the article itself was then featured in 2000.
Yes, definitely. It is difficult. It's still challenging, but maybe that's why I'm still here, because it challenges me every day, and I don't ever feel that I have arrived. I always feel like I have so much to learn. I'm learning every day, so it keeps me engaged in that way.
What then makes you think like not other artists, where if they reach where you are in terms of their toil of over many years, they might feel that they have arrived? What makes you really believe that you're not arrived, beside you learning every day?
Well, I haven't made my millions yet.
Okay.
They're still coming. Well, I still feel that I'm learning every day. My work challenges me every day. So I keep growing every day.
And I've realized that in most of your works, you situate yourself in your works. Should one look at those works that has your portraiture either in front or in the background or in the middle ground of your playing, will it be admissible for someone to look at it, your work, as autobiographical or as self-portraiture kind of pieces?
Yeah, absolutely, you're correct. Most of my work is autobiographical because I'm talking about my journey. Even in this exhibition, I'm talking about my more than 31 years being in the career. And I think it's more authentic if I'm talking about my own experiences.
And I can't help but go back to the frustrated man, that when you decided to come back to life, to another life, to the next life, you decided to be a woman. Is it then intentional that this frustrated man who might not have been visible is then being covered with this womanhood that situates herself in these stories, visual stories that you are telling? Are you sort of really making what did not work for this man who was frustrated, who might not have been visible, to then make him or his spirit visible in your present life?
Okay, that's interesting. I never thought of it that way. But it was interesting for me to go through that experience, just to see that men also experience great frustration. Because I always thought it's much more difficult. In fact, I always talk about the hardships and challenges of women in my work. So it was quite challenging, interesting for me to see a man so frustrated and wanting to be a woman.
And as I was walking about the exhibition with Professor Chepape Makgato, who opened your exhibition, or the double bill, we noticed something very interesting, that a male figure is not as visible and prominent as woman figure. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just makes it fascinating observation. Can you talk us through if this is intentional, deliberate, or what are you trying to?
No, I don't think that is intentional at all. I have nothing against men. In fact, I love men. But I think that part of my role, why I'm here, part of this incarnation is helping to free other women who are suffering.
And have you freed some with your work?
Yeah, I think I've had that experience several times.
Yeah.
That women came to me and said, "Thank you so much
For freeing us.
No, that you've healed me through
Okay.
this work or through this exhibition," and that was very fulfilling.
Okay. And then what does it mean to exhibit in this museum, which is one of the 3 national museums? But more importantly, what does it mean to have your work in Northern Cape being shared with the members of Northern Cape province?
And it's a great honor. And I must say that I feel honored that this exhibition is curated by you, because I feel that you have a great affinity to my work, a great understanding, and that shows, in the way you have assembled the whole exhibition. And maybe since we're here, maybe I'm going to mine one of the diamonds.
Speak to us about the title image of your exhibition, My Cup Runneth Over. Because initially we had designed a poster with a different kind of artwork. And because we are so democratic, we allowed your artistic discretion to withdraw that which we chose. Can you talk us through about this particular title piece of your exhibition?
Well, the title piece is called My Cup Runneth Over, and it's inspired by a tarot card, because I have a relationship with tarot. And the tarot card is Ace of Cups, which represents abundance, creativity, and new beginnings, all positive things. So I wanted something more joyful. I wanted an artwork that is more brighter, which is more in line with that theme.
And chevrons become your trademark in most of your works as a pattern, as a symbol. Can you talk us through that?
I think it has to do with my past life.
It's frustrated man.
Yeah, because it's very interesting, because when I had my first solo show for my FA in Cape Town at AVA Gallery, I got a review. I think it was Lloyd Pollock, one of those most famous art critics in Cape Town. And he wrote, it's amazing that this woman who's grown up overseas in Switzerland and Washington, D.C., she's still obsessed about rural women. Why is she not creating abstract painting?
And did you get to, I understand it was a review.
Yeah.
You didn't have right of reply, I suppose. And if you were to reply to him, what would you have said?
Obviously, it has to do with that man.
Frustrated man.
Yes, who's coming out.
Yeah. Is this piece a frustrated man?
Yes, because the title, as you can see, the title is called Freedom, with a question mark. So I wanted to question what exactly is freedom.
Let's talk about this exhibition, the way when you walked and you see how it has been put together. What can you say about the curatorial framework or the curatorial output of it, and the works that you were able to put forward for the exhibition?
Well, firstly, I can say that I'm very happy with how you have created a balance in terms of color. So there's kind of like a musical harmony to the exhibition. When we do the walkabout, I don't know how we're going to do it because it's very mixed up in terms of days.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to talk in terms of my progression of my art, because I started working with charcoals and pastels. Then I evolved to collage, and
From this exhibition, where to from now? Where are you having any project in mind that will precede My Cup Runneth Over, or you haven't thought about any project in mind at this point?
Well, it would be lovely if this exhibition could travel to other spaces in the country. Yes. And besides that, I think yesterday I started talking to you about our NPC, Bengu Art, which is focused on arts education and skills transfer. So I'm going to be involved with that. And it's exciting because it's something new. I haven't been involved in sharing my experience like with the youth and stuff. So it's going to be a new challenge. I'm excited doing workshops, organizing workshops nationally.
That's beautiful, and we wish you all the best. And I think with career spanning so many years, you are well suited matriarch, art matriarch, to be sharing and to have young ones getting from feet. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Cool.